Week number 8 of the season, the Crestwood Cadets will host the North Fayette Valley Tiger Hawks on Thursday night. Chatting here with head coach Justin Denner after last week's loss to New Hampton. It's brought to you by Wilson Custom Tree Service, by the way. Coach, New Hampton, obviously a different team when Braden McShane returned from an injury, and you saw that firsthand last week or so, it appeared. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, New Hampton's playing very well, playing very solid football right now. We always know they're very fundamentally sound, and they don't usually make too many mistakes. And then you throw on a high quality kid like McShane with their line playing really well. And they played very good. We'd made too many mistakes in the second half to keep ourselves in it. And anytime you do that against a high quality ball club, where the margin for victory is small to begin with, it makes it much more difficult and ends up usually with the results that we had.
Of those mistakes you made, especially in the second half, how much were what New Hampton was doing to you? How much is stuff that you got to get better at starting here in week number 8?
Yeah, it's a combination of both. They did a great job, up front. And we got some momentum going there near the end of our first half and scored right before half to make it 13-6 and, felt pretty good. But, there was, just some small things here and there. And when you put a bunch of small things together, it makes big things. And, we had, a fumble where we just didn't catch the snap and we were trying to do things before we caught the snap. And, that's obviously, things we got to fix, but then, they had a pick six with their lineman on a screenplay. And that was, just a heck of a play by them and a heck of effort. So it was a combination of both. But obviously we can always get better and always can improve. And that's what we're looking to do here.
It wasn't the way you wanted to do it last week, but you are in the playoffs. So one of your first goals has been accomplished. Is that, even though it wasn't via the result you wanted, is that a good feeling knowing the fact you'll get to play at least a ninth game heading here into week number 8?
Yeah, absolutely. Going into, the year, we don't always do a bunch of big goals. Just because, for us, it's about the process. It's about getting better every week. But, one of the things we do have that is always, a constant is being a playoff football team. And, for as much as we, kind of lost from last year, the adversity we've had to face throughout the course of the year with, the non-district schedule, some different injuries we've had to overcome and different things with that to have ourselves in the playoffs, going into week 8 is definitely something to be proud of. But yet at the same time, there's still things out on the table for us to accomplish. And, it's one of those deals where, we've kind of met, checkpoint 1. And so now let's get ourselves to checkpoint 2. And that's where we're, trying to go through.
You have a Thursday night game this week as compared to a Friday night game. How does that change the week of practice?
Yeah, it kind of reminded me back of, the days back when I was, in school and when I first started coaching, where you'd play, your week 9 Friday game and then turn around and play, playoffs on Wednesday the following week. And, you got to be smart with, how you operate with the guys in terms of, time and so forth, because you want to give them the proper recovery time throughout the course of the weekend. But at the same time, you got things that need to get done. And so, we've altered our schedule a little bit here and there, throughout the course of the week to get ourselves, set up to have, our walkthrough day type deal on Wednesday. And, I've been really proud of our guys, how they've handled, the different week, mentally and so forth. I think we've had, a couple really good days of practice so far, and that's huge. And so, it'll be, for honestly, I woke up today thinking today was Wednesday. So it's going to be really hard for me on Friday to go to work. But we'll figure that out and get that taken care of when that comes around.
I'll send a message to Alicia and your kids to make sure you get out of bed on Friday morning. But that being said, knowing the fact you are in the playoffs, having that extra day of body recuperation on the backside of this week probably isn't a bad thing, right?
Absolutely. And that's, the great thing about, already knowing that we are in is that we can, basically already have next week planned out with, really no questions other than where are we playing, and who are we playing. And so having that extra day off on Friday there for our guys to, really get ourselves back into the swing of things coming back on Monday, definitely will be big. And, we've talked about that with the guys that, hey, yeah, we know this week is hard and it's a, kind of a, different element in terms of that, but, the 3 days off are going to be good for us and good for the mind, body, and soul, turning ourselves into playoff week. But, we got a big test coming up Thursday night and we need to, put positive momentum going into the playoffs. And so that's really been our focus this week.
What's impressed you about North Fayette Valley on film?
Yeah, I've been very impressed with the balance that they show on offense. Last year and this year they've been very, very balanced in terms of yes, they are a kind of a wing T style team where they like to run the ball, but they can throw it just as well as they can run it, and that makes it very difficult to defend. Defensively, they play very fast. Been very impressed with their 3 wins that they've had in the district. Obviously, they ran into a very tough New Hampton squad like ourselves, and I think like we did last week. And I feel as though we had similar games, where we kind of got off to slow starts and put ourselves in a position where we were at a spot to contend, and then just didn't have enough to get over the hump. And for us, it was mistakes in the second half. And so I feel we're very even. We had a very close game, very good game last year in the playoffs with them. But we also had a lot of us had big senior classes. So I'm excited for the opportunity, and I know they've got a lot going on, with their game, opportunity to win the district or be a co-district champs and all that type of stuff. So they've got a lot coming for it. And for us, it's about, possibly trying to get ourselves to a, 2-3 seed, depending. I know the math is hard for it, but getting ourselves that positive momentum going into the playoffs. And that's what we're, working for. And that's in my opinion, just as big as a district championship, is feeling pretty dang good about yourself going into, the playoff route.
I never thought I'd hear a math teacher saying math is hard there.
And it's not for everybody. I'll say that.
Anyway, Coach, ought to be a good one Thursday night. Keep your kids healthy. We wish best of luck.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Go Cadets.
Crestwood Cadet Coach Justin Denner, brought to you by Wilson Custom Tree Service.